Welcome back to this tutorial series, and in this tutorial I'm going to explain to you what is a list. A list is just exactly what you think it is. A list of items, strings, or numbers. Now if you go ahead and pull up your Python shell, let's go ahead and write a list. Now let's say you're going grocery shopping and you want to write a grocery list. Well, you can name your grocery list and go ahead and use the equal sign as if you're assigning a variable, but this time just go ahead and type in brackets. Now these brackets here tell Python that you're now working with a list. Now you can go ahead and write things inside the list. For instance, cheese. I need some chips. I need some lettuce. And you cannot forget the steak. If you don't eat steak, something is seriously wrong with you. Except for you vegetarians. No offense. So since I said that, let's go ahead and add salad. Now, this is what you call a list. You give the list a name, you set it equal to the two brackets, and you go ahead and type in your items separated by commas. Now, if these was numbers, of course you wouldn't actually put the quotation marks. You would just type in the number, such as 5 or so on. But in this case, it's strings, so we're going to put our quotation marks. Now, when we print out grocery, it'll print out our list for us. Now, you know how in school you learn to count starting from 1, such as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, computers do it a little different. They start counting from 0. Now, with that being said, lists have indexes. So each item has a specific index. Now, the cheese index, since it's the first item in the list, starts at 0 because computers start counting at 0. So cheese is 0, chips has an index of 1, lettuce has an index of 2, steak has an index of 3, chicken has an index of 4, and salad has an index of 5. And now since you know about indexes and the computer start counting 0, you can actually reference specific items inside this list. So you could do that by giving the list name, which is grocery, and you could tell which index you want to reference to. So let's say I wanted to grab lettuce. That is 0, 1, 2. And I can just type in 2 here, and it'll print out lettuce for me. Let's say you wanted to get cheese, chips, and lettuce at the same time. You can actually do that too. So you just type in the list name, type in your brackets, and this time you put your colon. And now on this side of the colon, it tells where to start at, and on this side of the colon, it tells where to end. So for instance, we want to get cheese, chips, and lettuce. You do that by 0, it's the start, 1, 2. But we're not stopping here, we're stopping at state. So since we're stopping at state is not going to be included. So 0, 1, 2, 3. And when I do this, it's going to print out cheese, chips, and lettuce. Now again, the 3 is 0, 1, 2, 3. But this steak right here is where it stops. So that means it's not going to be included inside of the printout. And let's say if you wanted to get only cheese and chips, you would do the same thing. You would do grocery. But instead of 3, you would put 2, and it'll give you cheese and chips. Now also, you could do the same thing with strings. So let's say I wanted to do my same string. It's the best programmer. You can also reference. Let's say you wanted to get the I in this string. So let's say if you wanted to get this letter right here, you could just type in 0. And it'll print out I for you. Alright guys, so in this tutorial I taught you about list and I taught you about how to actually slice list up. Also, before I end this tutorial, I feel like I need to tell you how to add items to the list. You do that by another function, and again, I know we haven't actually learned functions yet, but you do that by this function here, the append function. And when you do that, you just type in your new item, which is, let's say I need to get a soda. And now if I print out grocery, you can see soda has now been added to the list. Also, I can change values of items in the list. So let's say I wanted to change the value of cheese. Let's say I wanted to be more specific. So I get a index of cheese, which is 0. I put equals, and I go ahead and type what kind of cheese I want. I'm sorry, I hit the enter button a little too fast. Let's say I wanted it to be American cheese. Now if I print grocery, you now can see cheese has now turned into American cheese. And that is it for this tutorial. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.